Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be talking about 1920s nail care products that you can still buy today. And if you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Laura. This is where I talk about all things vintage, fashion, and beauty. So if you love those things, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the big red button below. Also, please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I also link that below. Alright, let's jump right in and talk about 1920s nail care products that you can still buy today. A few months ago, I bought a whole bunch of vintage Cutex on eBay, and I was really fascinated by these products and the little vintage catalogs that came with it. They're like how-to manicures, showing you how to paint your nails back then, as well as take care of them. And then I started looking at the pictures and thinking, I wonder how people painted their nails in the 1920s, and based on the photos I was really curious, so I thought it would be interesting to dive in and learn more about nail care in the 1920s. I want to do every decade and plan on doing that, so I'm going to start with the 20s, and then every 3 weeks when I go to get my nails done, I'm going to go back and get my nails painted based on that decade. So this week my nails are painted like the 1920s and are historically accurate. Let's jump into the history of 1920s nails. So nail lacquer took off in the 1920s when French makeup artist Michelle Ménard partnered with Charles Revson Company, Revlon as we know it today. Inspired by the enamels used to paint cars, Ménard had wondered if something similar could be applied to fingernails. They established a factory, began producing nail polish as their first product, and officially founded the Revlon Company in 1932. The brands Max Factor and Cutex also introduced polishes throughout the 1920s. The Moon Manicure was in vogue in the 1920s. So women kept their nails long and painted only the middle of each nail, leaving the crescent tip unpolished. So the middle of the fingernail was painted and the tip and the top moon was left plain. This way it was less noticeable when your manicure grew out, and then you wouldn't notice if it got chipped. Popular colors in the 1920s were often roses, reds, and orange, so I chose an orangey red for mine. And since I have this vintage Cutex collection, and Cutex is definitely one of the oldest brands to offer nail care, I thought it'd be interesting to research a bit about Cutex and the history behind it. Northam Warren created the first fingernail, cuticle remover, and nail polish in 1911, and that is when Cutex was founded. Cutex introduced nail tints in 1914 and a liquid nail polish for the first time in 1917. The product took a long time to catch on. In 1927, it was reported as being a fad in London. In 1928, the company introduced an acetone-based nail polish remover that was safe for home and helped lead to the mass adoption of liquid nail polish. So Cutex is one of the leading nail polish brands in the 20th century. I thought it'd be interesting to go to the drugstore now and find some modern day Cutex products that are similar to the vintage ones from the 1920s. So I found a few cuticle removers that have similar purposes as the modern day one that exfoliate and remove rough cuticles. I found a vintage Cutex nail whitener. So you're supposed to squeeze a small quantity under each nail, spread under each nail evenly with an orange stick, and wipe off the surplus cream. And this Cutex nail white will remove all the discoloration from underneath your nails, which gives it like a snowy white look. I happened to find a modern Cutex nail whitener. So this is a stained nail corrector, and it's a nail treatment so you can put it on your nails, and it conceals yellowing and discolored nails and helps to camouflage it. So I thought that was interesting, how it's kind of like a modern take on the nail whitener, and it's supposed to like neutralize and get rid of yellow tones. So I thought that was really interesting. And then I have some other interesting vintage products. There's actually a cuticle trimmer, as well as kind of a, maybe it's one of the older versions where it's like an actual, almost like a pencil crayon where you use it underneath your nail to whiten it, and I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting to see all these vintage Cutex products, especially how old they are and how intact they are. And I just thought it was unique to find the modern day versions and research how women painted their nails in the 1920s. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this series and if you're looking forward to seeing me do other decades in the future. Alright, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye!